Hello, hello, future Griffins. We are trying this once again, going live with a PhD student here at the University of Guelph, a chemistry student. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching. Hopefully this works this time around. We have been trying it. Instagram's just being a little funky as usual, and it's not working. So we are going to hope that it works right now. I've sent the invite. And let's just all hope that they join. Hello to those who are joining. Hi everyone. Has anyone applied to Guelph? I would love to chat. If someone want to say hello, have a nice little chat while we wait, that'd be awesome. That'd be great, because I don't really know what to do when I'm waiting for our guests to join. This is just, weird. So, yep, unable to join. Cool. Love that. Sending another invite. I wonder if they, this is not going well. This is not going well. How is everyone's day going? Can someone please answer? Say, my day is going great, Maya, or my day is meh, or I'm applying to university today, or I'm not applying to university today, I'm applying tomorrow. Anything. Say hello. A bit about myself. I graduated from... Who's even in this? Two people. Hey guys, what's up, Rebecca and Catherine and Carissa? What's up? How's everyone doing? UofG Chem unable to join. We're gonna send that once again. Oh, view request. Yes, go live with UofG Chem. This could be it, everyone. This could be working. Except. There we go. Hi, how are you?
Hello. How are you doing, Maya?
Good.
Finally got me on board here.
Talking to myself, trying to waste time. I'm happy you're here because no one was answering me.
I appreciate you stalling while we got the technical difficulties figured out.
Problem. I love stalling. I'm great at it. Cool. So would you like to introduce yourself, your pronouns, and what you do at the University of Guelph?
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Scott Sammons. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a PhD student in chemistry, specifically nucleoside chemistry, and I just started in May. So it's a little new to me, but it's pretty exciting.
That's great. So did you do your undergrad at Guelph?
I did, exactly, yeah. So I did my undergrad in BPCH, or Biological and Pharmaceutical Chemistry.
Okay.
And so in high school, I was really quite a science nerd, I guess. I love my biology, love my chemistry. Mm-hmm. I didn't know exactly where I wanted to go for career trajectory-wise.
Right.
But I saw this program, and I thought that seems pretty fitting for what I liked. And I had absolutely zero regrets choosing it, so would highly recommend.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you are just in your first few months of your chemistry PhD. How is that going? How have those months been?
Very good, yeah. Yeah, so I started in May, a little bit different from what I did for my master's here. Mm-hmm. So I did organic chemistry for my master's, and this is basically doing synthesis as well, but it applies it to sort of biological aspects as well. So really what my PhD is in origins of life. Okay. So my research is really looking at how genetic replicating materials formed in prebiotic systems like 4 billion years ago. So I'm figuring out how those would have formed in the early Earth with all these different atmospheric compositions and all the chemicals that would have existed back then. And then what I'm trying to do is trying to replicate them without enzymes. So it's really trying to figure out how life started on early Earth. Yeah, it's going really well.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, someone just said that's cool. It is very cool. I've never been a science person. I've never been like great at science, but I do find it interesting, and I watch like YouTube videos and stuff about, you know, how life on Earth started, and then it's very interesting. So that you're
They are
actually
interesting.
studying that is just really, really cool.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I love watching YouTube videos on it
Yeah.
too, so we share that.
What's that? Do you know the YouTube channel, the Kyrgyzstan?
I
Anyways,
don't know
cool,
this one.
cool science.
I need to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's all animated and it's really cool.
Awesome.
But I don't know what it's called. But they're awesome. So, and you did your master's before that? Before
I did, yeah. Did it at Guelph as well, so I'm.
That's great.
Not going anywhere.
That's great. You were like the ultimate Griffin.
I guess
You're doing.
I am. I didn't think about that, but I really am. Yeah. Yeah. So I did my master's in organic synthesis with Adrian Schwann. So in that group, we do sulfur chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically looked at how to make molecules a certain way. I'll give you a little bit of a preface. So in a lot of drugs, you can make a drug that has the exact same atoms, but mirror images of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so the one maybe have all these really good pharmaceutical applications and can be quite beneficial. The other one can be really toxic. So my research is essentially trying to make molecules of one, it's called chirality, versus the other, because that makes a really big impact in the pharmaceutical industry. So all those compounds I made were with sulfur, so you can imagine it smells not very good. Sulfur is pretty smelly, but it was good. Yeah, it was a fantastic experience, and happy I chose Guelph.
Yeah. And there's a question here, and it's, do you have any tips for undergrads who are planning on pursuing their masters/PhDs?
That's a fantastic question. So in the fourth year of my undergrad, I pursued a research project. And that was absolutely the best decision I could have made for my career and also for learning.
Mm-hmm.
So what an undergraduate project in chemistry entails is you work in a research lab alongside all the graduate students that are doing their masters and PhDs. So you essentially get all the training, get to use all the exact same equipment, chemicals that the graduate students would be using, but you're an undergrad. So it really gives you a really good taste of what it's like to do graduate work, I guess you could say. And it gives you an idea of, is this something you'd like to pursue? So yeah, if you're interested in doing a master's or PhD, what I'd recommend is looking at different professors around the school, seeing what kind of interests you and just reaching out to them. Yeah, that's basically it. Don't be shy. Professors seem scary, but they're normal people and they're really nice. So
yeah, that's what I always say is talk to your professors. I mean, they love what they do. Obviously, they've gone to school for years and now they're teaching it. So ask them questions and connect with your professors because that's what they're there for.
Exactly.
And so how long have you been in school for? So to do what you're doing now, where are you at year-wise?
Time-wise? So I guess I came to Guelph in 2015 and we're at 2021. So it's been a while here. So that's 4 years undergrad, 2 years master's, and the PhD will be around 4 to 5 years. So I'll be out of here in about 2025.
Wow.
So I guess a good decade of my life here. I'm a real Griffin.
Yeah, you really are. I didn't realize that the PhDs would be another 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Cool. It's not uncommon for them to go like beyond 5. It happens. It's really dependent on your research.
Right.
So if things are going really well, you can get out of here in 4 for sure. But you can be working really hard and the research just isn't clicking. And that's kind of the difficult thing about research. You really have to be persistent and motivated because you can have a project that you're really interested in, but no matter what you try, things aren't working. And that's really why I like being a graduate student in chemistry. So you have to kind of think outside of the box. So literally every project I've completed or worked on, there's been many, many roadblocks. And so you really have to look at things from all different perspectives and not rule out anything without trying it.
Right.
So yeah.
Cool. And a question got sent in here, and it's any tips for high school students preparing for university and getting discouraged by any classes?
Any tips for high school students? Well, I would say don't rule out anything from the get-go. I didn't like physics all that much in high school, and then I got to university and I absolutely love physics as well now. I could actually see myself, like, if I weren't in what I'm doing right now, I could have been in physics because I like it that much. But I'd like to thank Martin Williams at the university. He's probably the most enthusiastic professor I've ever met in my life, and completely 180'd me for physics. But regarding high school, like, don't rule out any like courses or any like career pathways until you've done like a good amount of research. It really helps if you talk to people in the field or people that are studying it or stuff like that. If you have like parents that have friends in the field, that's super beneficial for that sort of stuff. So,
yeah,
networking, really.
for sure.
Yeah.
And then I got some questions here that got sent in. Let's see. Here it is. Were there any specific undergraduate courses that prepared you for getting into research? What am I saying?
I see the question here. You good? We're good.
I don't have my glasses on and everything was such a mess.
I wear glasses, so we're on the same page here. Yeah, so great question. I guess that question really pertains to the facet of research you're getting into. So because I got into organic chemistry, the organic chemistry courses were absolutely essential and provided a really solid foundation.
Right.
But if you're getting into analytical chemistry, like labs that do like mass spectrometry with Gabrielski or various other things, working with lasers with Dan Thomas, the analytical chemistry labs or courses will really help you out. That's what's really cool about the chemistry at the school or wherever you take it, I guess, is there's so many different avenues and facets of it. I don't think people realize that, like, just going into that it's just like one chemistry course all the way through undergrad. It really branches out as you get into the later years. So there's lots of different avenues, yeah.
And then kind of switching up the question now. So you are just starting your PhD at this for a while.
Yep.
Do you have any plans for after those 4 or 5 years, what you want to do with all your great education from Guelph that you've gotten?
Yeah, for sure. Great question. So ultimately, I'd like to be in like the biotech or pharmaceutical industry.
Okay.
Prior to that, I'd like to do a postdoc. So this is essentially working in a research lab just at a different school. So the research lab I'm working in right now is under Derek O'Flaherty, and he's actually a new hire at the school. So it's really cool being a part of that lab because I'm his first PhD student. So I've really kind of, we've been in this together, getting this lab off the floor and getting everything going. So I'd really like to do a postdoc and research at a school in a big lab just to kind of compare and contrast things. But after that, I'd like to end up in pharmaceuticals or biotech.
Cool.
Ultimately doing research probably for about a decade. And then I'd probably like to end up in more of sort of a management role where I more so design projects and work on the company rather than doing bench work. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of my trajectory.
That's also exciting. Yeah. So for those watching, if you have any other questions about Scott's whole journey at the University of Guelph, feel free to send them in. Is there, what was I going to ask? Now I'm blanking. So your master's was 2 years. And what did you study in your master's again? So sorry.
It was organic chemistry.
Organic.
So it's just been organic the whole way, just like different types of organic.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
And you kind of talked a bit about why you chose organic chemistry. You're always interested in that. Do you remember any other courses that you maybe took in your undergrad that, or I guess we already talked about that. I'm like, what else do I want to ask?
We can talk about like extracurricular stuff or.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. What kind of extracurriculars have you been involved in?
Sorry,
I'm an undergraduate student, so I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like,
I'm throwing it off for you.
You are. Oh my goodness. Extracurriculars have you been involved in?
Yeah, so actually as an undergrad, I really wasn't involved in much at all, and I really, really regret that. As soon as I started my master's, that's when I started getting involved a lot more with the school. So in 2018, I joined the GSA, or the Graduate Student Association. So I sit on there as a director, and basically there's 1 to 2 representatives per department, 1 to 2 directors. So it's a pretty big board, about 40 to 50 of us. And all of us are, of course, masters and PhDs. And essentially we decide on all the different rules and stuff regarding graduate students, regarding like funding, Any like the bus passes or health and dental plans or all these extracurricular stuff usually goes through us. So I sit on that right now, and that's a really good experience, not just for networking, but kind of seeing how things go on behind the scenes, how decisions are come upon and all that sort of stuff. So that's a really good one. And then I'm also the representative for, we have this cool acronym called the GWC squared. What this stands for is Guelph Waterloo Center for Graduate Work in Chemistry. What that is essentially is if you're a graduate student doing chemistry at either Guelph or Waterloo, you're part of this joint program between the two. So because I'm doing chemistry at Guelph, I'm now in this joint program with Guelph Waterloo, and I get to take courses at Waterloo as well as Guelph, as well as my committee, which you need to be a graduate student, has to have a Waterloo member as well. So I sit as the Guelph representative for that. So I organize extracurriculars for that and get the department involved with like presentations. We have stuff going on bi-weekly where professors present their new research, which is fantastic for COVID because everyone's been so distanced and no one knows what everyone's doing anymore. But yeah, right now I'm making a Christmas party, so that's super exciting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Christmas parties are being planned.
Yeah.
Crazy. Everything's moving so quickly.
Exactly.
Remember what I was going to ask earlier, and were you a co-op student in your undergrad?
No, I wasn't. No.
Okay.
I do regret that as well. Yeah, I think co-op's a really good opportunity. It gives you exposure to industry, gives you experience, so it helps you getting a job outside of once you've graduated. I know a bunch of friends that did co-op, and definitely worthwhile. So I do recommend doing co-op.
Cool. And then are you doing any TA placements, or is that more in your master's?
No, that's master's and PhD.
Okay.
So normally you TA 2 of 3 semesters per year. So I guess I've TA'd probably 7 or 8 times now. And I basically just TA organic chemistry. So generally organic chemistry 1, 2, or 3. So all the different levels of it. And it's a very fulfilling experience seeing, all the new cohorts of students coming in and teaching them stuff that that back then in undergrad you didn't know. So it's nice to see the new generation of students every year. And on top of that, it certainly reinforces your own understanding. If you can explain something to someone, then probably means you know it a lot better yourself. So yeah, for sure. And another question was sent in. Did you do the semester at Seneca as an undergrad? I didn't do the semester at Seneca. So in our program, BPCH, you can choose to stay at Guelph in, I think it's semester 6 or 7. I can't remember exactly which one. Or you can go to Seneca for a semester. And when you go to Seneca, you get a little more hands-on experience. You take more pharmaceutical courses. But if you stay at Guelph, you do a little more kind of straight chemistry stream. So this stuff would be along the lines of more like quantum theory and metal-based chemistry. And so I decided to stay at Guelph because I kind of wanted that more theoretical stuff. Right. This was on the lines of, or a point in my life when I found physics really interesting. And so the theoretical stuff definitely interested me. But yeah, both are fantastic options. So that's definitely a thing. You can go to Seneca for a semester and it's definitely good.
Yeah. Cool. Well, before we end the live, I always like to ask if you have any advice for students going into their first year or any advice that you would give to your self, your grade 12 self, your first year self.
Yeah, great question. Definitely, I'd say expose yourself to one extracurricular thing. Doesn't matter what it is, just get yourself out there because it really opens up a lot of avenues. Going into first year, the people you live with and the people you take classes with, that's really all the people you're going to see. But if you just join like one new club, you're going to see people from all different majors, all different walks of life. And it's really good to really expand and network. Because of course, networking is absolutely essential nowadays. Yeah. If you're going for an interview and you know someone, that gets your foot in the door. So highly recommend just putting yourself out there and not to be afraid because everyone's in the same boat at the start of the day. So yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It was fun to chat with a PhD student for a change. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, thank you. Of your PhD. I'm super excited for you. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. Amazing. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah. Bye. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. And then
For anyone who is watching or has just joined, I will be posting all this to our IGTV, so if you want to rewatch it, you can watch it there. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, everyone. Bye!